So welcome to this edition of Talk Time with Teresa Saunders, my colleague, and Meredith McCarthy. We talk about all sorts of things to do with hypnosis. And when we're kind of looking at today's topic, we're going to be talking about anchoring and what is chaining anchors and what is stacking anchors. So it's an NLP term, but we do use this in a hypnotic way. So, have you got some, welcome, first of all, Teresa.
Welcome, Meredith. It's nice to be back here again for another talk time.
All good. Have you got any questions that you'd like to ask me for this one?
Yeah, can you explain to me what anchoring is and where it's originated from?
Okay. Well, when we're kind of looking at anchoring, as I said, every time we think about something, we join it to something else potentially. So if we think about an emotional anchor, we might think, okay, I want to feel happy. So you might think, well, what is a happy place? And every time I think about that happy place, I might elicit that feeling of happiness. So we are allowing ourselves to use an anchor and connect it to a certain type of emotion. And this is a big part of what we do in our hypnotherapy practice with our clients. When we're kind of looking at the idea of using anchors, they can be in any form. So they can be a touch anchor, so you can touch down on someone's physical skin, so they can use an anchor like their thumb and forefinger, or they might use the tip of their tongue to the roof of their mouth. They might use a breath anchor, so every time they breathe in and out in a certain way, they can feel calm and relaxed. So anchors can be quite varied, actually, and it is about what the client needs and what they want to feel and in what space that they want to feel it. So that's kind of a little bit about anchors. So
when would you actually think about using anchors in a session? Would it be everyone or?
Mostly, yeah. I think anchors are really important, but they may not be so formal. So when we're thinking about that idea of a formal anchor, let's imagine you are doing an exercise where someone wants to quit smoking, and every time they'd normally have a cigarette, now they have a breathing break, or they go and get a glass of water, or go and walk around the block. So you're looking at another way of them feeling calm and relaxed. And so you've got to establish what that's going to be for the client. But when we're looking at change work, and we do that all the time with people, we're thinking about how can we move from an undesired state to a more desirable state. So that's a little bit about that.
So that would be really good for somebody that was probably struggling with stress and anxiety at workplace. So you'd be able to use an anchor, would you, for them to be able to go immediately to that space if needed be?
Yeah, absolutely. So public speaking, or times where you're in an office and there's a lot of bullying, definitely people need to be equipped with working on those anchors. And yeah, that's a good way of helping or assisting your client to feeling empowered or confident.
Are you able to demonstrate to us like how you would actually go about doing an anchor with somebody in a session?
Sure. Do you want to be the person I'm demonstrating with?
That'd be good.
Makes sense? Yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. So for a start, let's imagine we want to think about what it is that you would like to feel more often. What would that be?
Let's go with calm. Just go with calm.
Okay.
It's quite a stressful life these days and pace of life. So being calm would be quite nice to be able to get straight to that.
Right. So picture your ideal calm for me. What would that be like?
It would be where I'm just not stressed, completely relaxed, just enjoying the flow of life. Yeah.
Okay. What sort of situation would you like to feel more calm in?
I think probably when you're suddenly getting fired with lots of stuff to do, you've still got the children to pick up and dinner to cook, and you've got a meeting later on at night, and that'd be wonderful to just think that I could just be relaxed and calm about that, knowing that it would actually happen, and not get myself a bit sort of stressed and worked up about whether I'm going to fit that all in.
Okay. So when we're kind of looking at that feeling of relaxed and calm, if relaxed and calm had a colour, what colour would it be?
Blue.
Blue. And when you think about if it had a shape, what shape would it form?
Round, circular.
Round and blue. Okay. And if you were to touch it, how would it feel to touch?
Soft.
And if it had a sound, would it have has it got a sound associated with it, that feeling of calm and relaxation?
I think it'd be like the ocean waves gently drifting in and out.
Okay, the ocean waves gently drifting in and out. Excellent. So as you think about that feeling of calm, I just want you to close your eyes and just take yourself to that wonderful feeling and imagine that very shape in your mind's eye. Once you've got that shape in your mind's eye, just nod your head. Good. Now, I'd like you to go back in your mind to a time when you felt that feeling, a really good quality time where you felt that real lovely, calm, relaxed feeling, and nod your head once you're there. Good. And just be there as if you were there right now. See what you saw, hear what you heard, feel what you felt that gave you that feeling of quality calm and relaxation. And once you've got that feeling really strong, make it bigger, brighter, and bolder. Almost as if you could inhale it into every fibre of your being, that wonderful feeling of calm and relaxation, like a perfume of calm and relaxation. And I'd like you just to allow yourself to think about anchoring that in. And I'm going to invite you to just touch your thumb and forefinger together for me and just anchor that in, connect. That's it. Take a deep breath. And when you open your eyes, just letting that anchor go, pulling your fingers apart and opening your eyes. Good. Excellent. So now you're back here. I'd like you to think about just looking at the idea of the future and how you'd like to apply that to those future situations. And just take that mind to that place. So think about how you'd like to activate your anchor. In what situation? Once you've got that, just take a deep breath, close your eyes. And I want you just to time travel for a moment. Go back to that wonderful feeling where you felt really calm and relaxed in the past. And I want you to do that as if you were there all over again. See what you saw, hear what you heard, feel what you felt. And then activate your anchor. Placing your thumb and forefinger together. Lovely. And I'd like you to imagine you could float through time and space. You could go into the future and you could float into your future self. And you could feel that calm relaxation taking over. So all of that stress that you might have been feeling before in that situation is all gone. And you just allow yourself to really feel that feeling of calm relaxation coming into you. That's it. Nod your head once you've done that. Good. And in a moment, I'm going to get you to open your eyes. And when you do, just deactivating that anchor. Just pulling your thumb and forefinger away, coming back into the room. That's good. Excellent. So tell me, how was that for you, Teresa?
That was lovely. That was, the calm was just serene. It was just blissful.
Yeah. So when you look at that future version of you, what does it look like now when you think about it?
It just looks as though like stress isn't in like my life no more. It's just calm, just bliss. Yeah. It's just, what's the purpose of that?
Yeah. So what we did was we played around with what we call an effect bridge and an anchor. So you can combine a number of hypnotic techniques, and you can time travel people, and you can go to a past resourceful time, and we can bring that past resourceful state of mind and we can move it into the future, creating an effect bridge. So what wires together fires together. So that can be a really fun way of working with a client. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely a wonderful experience.
So if we get someone who, let's say, was in an undesired state and it was quite extreme, and they wanted to go from feeling really angry to feeling calm, but it's a bit of a step to go from feeling really angry to really calm, we may need to do another technique, which is called chaining anchors, and then collapsing the anchors. But to chain the anchors, we also need to build and reinforce each anchor. So we need to stack them first, chain them, and then collapse them. Okay?
Okay.
So can I get you to, I guess, demonstrate a little bit? Because so obviously I'm not in front of you physically. So normally this is done where someone is sitting in front and they've got their knuckles out and I can sort of activate. So I'm going to get you to actually do this yourself. I know this sounds really weird, but we're going to kind of move it so we can kind of see our hands. But we might actually, because it's quite awkward, perhaps we do it that way. Okay, we can probably do it this way. Yeah. Now, the first thing that we're going to do is establish with a client the unresolved stuff that's making them feel angry and just kind of get a bit of an understanding about that. Okay? We might even put it on a scale. So we might say, on a scale of 1 to 10, how angry do you get when that happens? So just for the sake of the demonstration, we can just pretend a particular scenario. So can you just pick one for me?
A scenario for anger?
Yeah.
Is that what you're wanting?
Yes.
Okay. I've been driving round and round around the car park and for ages looking for a space, and somebody pops into that space parking spot just as I was about to turn into that. So,
okay. So that was a very frustrating moment. On a scale of 1 to 10, how angry did you get?
Probably about a 7. Yeah. I was on a time limit and needed to get to an appointment and couldn't get round to that parking spot, and then somebody just nips in and straight into the park. So
every time you go to the parking lot now, how does it make you feel?
I must say that I get a little bit frustrated about that and hope it's not going to happen again. Yeah.
And how does that cause you to be reactive around the car park?
I'm not as bad as tooting my horn and getting angry and verbal, but yeah, I'm sort of like, oh, I hope I can find a park. Ask for the angels to find that parking spot, but it doesn't always happen. But yeah, I guess that's how it gets.
So when we're kind of looking at that idea of that unresourceful state, so that's something you'd like to change, is that right?
Yes, that's right.
Yep. How would you like to feel when you're driving around the car park? Every time, no matter how busy it is, especially peak time, Christmas, all of that stuff, how would you like to feel all the time?
It just as it is, and if there's a park there, then that was meant to be. If not, there's a reason why I wasn't actually supposed to get that parking position. Maybe somebody else was on a tighter deadline, or there was a stronger emotion that they needed that parking spot. It's not the end of the world. Don't stress over it. There's bigger things to worry about.
Okay. So when we're thinking about that idea of the emotion, the positive emotion, what would that be? So you're not stressing about it. What are you feeling instead?
Relaxed and calm. Just laugh. Don't worry about it. Take that moment.
Yeah. How realistic does it feel to go from angry to relaxed right now?
Not Not straight away, not realistic,
Okay.
100%. Yeah.
So imagine that there's stepping stones between anger and feeling relaxed.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What would the next possible feeling be that could feel achievable, that could be the beginning of calming down and feeling relaxed? What would that next emotion be?
Sort of like c'est la vie. Oh well, whatever. You know, they've got the spot. Doesn't matter. There'll be another one.
So doing your best to be what, optimistic, or what would that be?
Yeah, being optimistic that it doesn't matter that I missed that parking spot. It's a big car park. I'll get another park. Mm.
Okay. So is it okay to use optimistic as a stepping stone?
Yes, optimistic's fine. Yep.
Would that help you to get to relaxed?
Yes.
Okay. So what would come next if you had another emotion? What would come under next after feeling? So you're feeling angry, then you're remembering to be optimistic, and then what would you like to feel?
Encouragement, I think.
Encouragement. Okay. And then finally relax. So encouragement would help you to feel relaxed. Yeah.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay. So we're going to begin to stack some anchors on your knuckles. Okay. I'm going to guide you through. And just for now and for the demonstration, we're going to show the viewers. So the first thing we're going to pick, which side do you want the anger to be? This first knuckle here or the other knuckle?
The final anchor, probably this knuckle.
Anger.
Sorry. Anger, yeah. We'll go for this larger knuckle.
That one. Okay. So anger's first. So then comes, remind me?
Optimistic.
Yep. And then?
And then it was encouragement.
And then?
Calm, relaxed.
Relaxed, calm. Okay, good. You happy with those choices?
Yep.
Lovely. So let's begin an imagination exercise. And what I would like you to do, as soon as it peaks, that very strong emotion, I want you to push down the anchor, okay? And then release it, almost like it's a button, and almost as if you're counting from 1 to 3, that kind of thing, okay? And then you're going to release it, and then I'm going to get you to open your eyes, and then we're going to do a thing called pattern interrupt, okay?
Okay.
Which means that we're talking about something unrelated that is changing your state, and then we're going to test the anchor. So this is a big part of setting up anchors and making sure they're a quality anchor when we're doing this particular exercise.
Yeah.
So let's go back to the event of that car parking moment where it was causing you to feel frustrated and angry. And I would like you to close your eyes and just go there now and just think on a scale of 1 to 10, where is that?
7.
Okay. So I want you to just push that down just for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3, and then open your eyes, relax. Okay. So we don't need to do too much more because we don't want to really stack a negative anchor, do we?
No, that wouldn't be quite good.
We want to stack the positive ones. We want to build the positive ones stronger because the strongest emotion wins. So that's a good thing to remember. So the next one we're going to do is a pattern interrupt. So what is your favorite animal?
Horse.
A horse. Okay, excellent. Now, it could be anything. It could be, can you spell popcorn, which is some people do use that as a demonstration for NLP, but it could be, oh, that's a nice pair of glasses. Where did you get those? So anything that is a pattern interrupt that just changes state from what you were doing before. Okay. So now we're going to test it. So I want you to close your eyes and just kind of push down and tell me what that feels when you push that knuckle. And then release it. So how did that feel?
I can feel slightly, anger, irritation. Yeah.
Okay, so we've got a successful anchor. It's in. So that's what we want to do. We want to test every single anchor. So the next one we're going to do is just another pattern interrupt. So every time we test an anchor, we want to do lots of pattern interrupts. So what's your favorite genre of music?
That's a difficult one to actually say because it depends on my mood, to be honest. So I listen to a variety, but probably sort of soft pop. Yeah.
Yeah, nice. So again, it's just off topic, something else, and we're just moving into this next exercise. So for this next one, what was that next one you wanted to do? Optimistic, wasn't it?
Yeah, being optimistic.
Okay. So I'd like you to close your eyes. And we're going to do the same thing when it's time, but we're going to anchor on that next knuckle, okay? 3 seconds at the peak of the emotion, okay? So I want you to close your eyes and I want you to travel back to a time that you remember where you felt really optimistic, like a really strong memory of a time where you felt that way. And once you've got that in your mind, just nod your head. Good. And I'd like you to imagine as if you were there all over again. See what you saw, hear what you heard, feel what you felt as if you were there all over again. And once it's really, really strong, just anchor that into your second knuckle along. Anchor that feeling. Good. And release. Opening your eyes. Excellent. So when we're kind of looking at the idea of colours, primary colours, do you know the difference between primary colours and secondary colours? Can you think of the difference?
Yeah, the primary colour is a colour. If you mix two primary colours together, you get a secondary colour.
That's it.
I hope I've got the right answer there. Testing my knowledge.
You're doing well. So we're going to create 3 positive things on the optimistic anchor. So it will take time, this exercise. So we want to go back again, now that we've interrupted it, we want to build on it. So it's called stacking. Okay, so we're going to stack another positive on top of that and then another one. So we're going to keep building. So we've got at least 3 positive motion memories that are to do with optimism. Okay, so ready? Excellent.
Yep.
You want to put your knuckles up so the audience can see. Excellent. Now, when you close your eyes, I want you to go back to another strong memory that you've had in the past where you felt really optimistic. Once you've got that memory popping into your mind, just nod your head. Good. And just imagine you were there all over again. See what you saw, hear what you heard, feel what you felt as if you were there. Make it bigger, brighter, bolder, nice and strong. And then at the peak of that wonderful emotion, just anchor that into that second knuckle. Wonderful job. And open your eyes, coming back, releasing. Awesome. Okay, so here's another test in the old colour scheme. What's the colours of the rainbow? Can you remember those?
Oh, Richard of York gave battle in vain. So
I remember it as blue. Isn't that interesting? Red, orange, green, blue, indigo, violet. There we go. So my good old dad told me that. Who taught you that one?
That was at school, English school. Yeah.
Wow. Okay. So let's do another one for optimism. So I want you to close your eyes, allow yourself to go back through time and space and go to another quality memory where you felt really being quite optimistic. And once you've got that, just nod your head. Excellent. And just see what you saw, hear what you heard, feel what you felt as if you're there all over again. Make it bigger, brighter, bolder, make it really strong as if you can turn up all the wonderful, positive, optimistic vibes. And then at the peak of that emotion, just anchoring that in to that second knuckle. Wonderful job. And open your eyes, release. Excellent. Awesome. So here's another little test around colours. Why not go there? How do you make green?
Green and blue and yellow.
Excellent. So when we're kind of looking at that, we now have to test that anchor, okay? So what we're going to do is we've interrupted, we're going to go back there, and I want you to fire the anchor. So I want you to push down and just notice how it feels. Release that anchor. Open your eyes. How did that feel?
Feeling like I'm very optimistic.
Yeah. So those memories kind of flood back, or the feeling, what was it like?
It was both. The memories flooded back, but it gave me that optimistic emotion and feeling of in my body, of those times when things had gone really well, and I thought, that opportunity was
Excellent.
there.
Great. So here's another little wee primary, secondary colour question. How do we make purple?
Blue and red.
Nice. So when we're kind of looking at that idea of anchors, we're going to move to the next one now. So now we've tested the quality of those, we're going to move to the next one. So the next one was?
Realistic.
Realistic. Excellent.
Yeah.
So when we're thinking about
I'm sure it was realistic.
Okay.
Yep.
So we'll go with realistic. That's what's come into your mind. That makes sense to you. Yes?
Mm-hmm.
Cool. So allow yourself to close your eyes and then go back to a time where you felt, really realistic about something. And the kind of emotion that you have in a positive way around that. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Good. Yeah. And I'd like you to go there as if you were there all over again and see what you saw, hear what you heard, feel what you felt, bring back those positive memories and feelings about that. Make it bigger, brighter, bolder, turn it up. And when it's peaking the emotion, that third knuckle along, you're going to push that down just as you had before. That's it. And then open your eyes. Nice. Excellent. So here's another little colour question. If I was wanting to make, what haven't we made yet? Brown. Do you know which colours you might put together?
Brown, red and green, maybe? Or red
Yes.
and blue?
Yes. So there might be 3 colours that you might put together. What might they be?
Yellow, green and blue to make a brownie colour, or you could put a red in there. Yeah,
you could put red in it. So it's a combination and it's an amalgamation. It's funny, isn't it? Okay. We're going to go back to that idea. What is that emotion again?
Realistic.
Okay, so I want you to close your eyes, go back to another time where you felt really realistic. It was a good feeling.
Okay.
Yeah. And once you got that, nod your head. Good. And be there as if you were there all over again. See what you saw, hear what you heard, feel what you felt. Make it bigger, brighter and bolder. And when it's peaking at that height of that emotion, just anchor that in to that third knuckle. Wonderful. And open your eyes, release. Excellent. Okay, so here is a little question for you. Do you prefer contact lenses or glasses?
Glasses. Contact lenses, not so good. Not so good of putting them in and taking them out.
Yeah, fair enough. Yes. So now we're going to go back one more time. So we've got 3 on each, yeah? So allow yourself to go back to that. Get ready to anchor. So another time where you felt, what is the feeling?
Realistic. Okay.
And just go back to another quality memory where you had that feeling, it was really good. And see what you saw, hear what you heard, feel what you felt, and do, you know what to do now. And anchor that. Lovely. And open your eyes, release. Awesome. Nice. So, when we're kind of looking at your favourite thing to bake, what would that be?
Oh, probably red velvet cake or any other cake that the family asked me to bake for them. Yeah.
I don't think I tried red velvet cake until I was an adult. I never even heard of it. Interesting.
I don't even know if it was around when we were children. I don't know. I don't know how long I hadn't heard of it either.
So we've successfully done a pattern interrupt now. So we're going to go and check that third anchor. So I'd like you now, Teresa, to just kind of close your eyes and trigger off that third anchor. And release. And how did that feel?
That's making me feel really realistic. Yep.
Yep, good. Okay. So now that we've successfully got those, we need to do the final one, which is same kind of process, right? So hopefully you out there in the audience is kind of going, yes, okay, that's how we do it. So it's not the finished product. So the finished product is when we chain them, we connect them. But this is the final bit for the stacking anchors, okay? So it's quite different. So we need to go through each of these really, really well and make sure that they are working. And if they're not working, we go back and we reinforce them again. Or if maybe the client needs to change what the emotion is because they're not quite getting that emotion, then you might do that too. Okay? So the final one is calm, relaxed. What is it?
Calm.
Calm.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's get ready and think about that time where you felt calm. So go back in your mind to a quality remembering when you felt really calm. And you know what to do now, as if you were there all over again. That's it. And release. Open eyes. You're really making sure that counted. Good.
I want to feel calm.
Nice. So when we're kind of thinking about your favorite plant, what would that be?
My favourite plant, a rose, the white roses.
White roses. Nice. Thorn ones with thorns or one without?
No, with thorns, a traditional white rose.
The smelly ones that smell nice?
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Like an old-fashioned rose. Yay.
I
like the ones that climb, actually. They're quite nice. So let's go to another memory where you felt really calm. So let's do that again and allow yourself to go back through time and space, find a memory, a quality memory where you felt really calm. And do what you did before. So see what you saw, hear what you heard, feel what you felt, as if you're there right now, all over again. Bigger, brighter, bolder. That's it. Nice. Good job. Lovely. So one more time. Woohoo. However, I'm going to ask you another little Q&A. You thought you were the one asking me all the questions today.
I did.
So let's think. What is your favourite tree?
My favourite tree, it's got to be the mighty oak.
Ah, yes.
My English roots, you see.
I can understand that. So let's go and do our final anchor on that calm one, okay? So we're going to go back to another quality memory of a time where you felt really calm.
Okay.
Another quality memory. So each one you go back to is a different one. See what you saw, hear what you heard, feel what you felt, as if you're there all over again. And then when you're ready, anchoring that in, making it bigger, brighter, bolder. Nice.
Yeah.
Lovely. Excellent. How do you feel?
Very calm and relaxed now. Yeah.
Nice. I could even see your demeanour changing, actually. Great.
Very pulled out.
Brilliant. So what I'd like you to do now is just kind of think about something else. So have you ever flown a kite?
I have, yes.
What kind was it?
Well, only a small kite with a little tail, although we have made kites as well, but I've not always had much success in them getting up into the air, but just a traditional small, kiddie's kite that you fly.
Nice. Excellent. So let's go back and just check that anchor is really solid now, okay? So we're going to go back to that last knuckle, and I want you to just push it down when you're ready, closing your eyes, just noticing what you notice. And then release when you're ready. Okay, and open your eyes. Well, how did that feel?
I felt good. That took me back to that feeling of calm.
Nice. I even see your whole body language. You're like you're almost floating in that wonderful calmness. That's lovely, isn't it?
Beautiful feeling. Let's do this again.
Okay. Now, if we think about your old-fashioned lollies, what would be your favourite kind of lolly? If you were to go back in time, you were to go into a shop and pick your favourite lolly, what would that be?
A blackcurrant licorice.
A blackcurrant licorice. Interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I quite like the old black and white ones that look like a ball and they're sort of stripy. I can't remember what they're called. What are they?
Humbugs.
Humbugs.
English
Amazing.
humbug. I would think they probably are. Yeah.
Probably. I remember them as a child. I can't say I've had one for many, many years, but I think that would be my favourite boiled sweet, actually. And they definitely go back in time, don't they?
Yeah, probably don't. Children probably or younger generation listen to this will wonder, a what?
I know. Oh, the good old days. Yeah. So let's think about this next step now. We've done successful pattern interrupts, so hopefully you're all understanding that that's what you do, because we want to make sure that when we go back to the emotion, that it is actually the emotion that we're checking, not just sort of a residue, that we can go back to that emotion each time. And so we need stuff to happen in between, because that's what life does, right? We do stuff in between, and then we want to know that we can return to that desired state quickly. So every time we use our anchor, boom, it can activate. We can have whatever happen in between and it'll still work. So that there are a number of good reasons why we're doing that, okay? So this is where we get a little bit tricky. And this is something that normally, again, I demonstrate in a real space where I'm actually doing it for the client, but for the sake of this exercise, we're going to demonstrate it so you as an audience can kind of get to understand what's happening. So we've got Teresa going through, and now she's established successfully those anchors, and we want to chain them. So what we're going to do is we're going to go from the undesired state to the desired state. So we're going to, I'll demonstrate this. We go from anger, and then we connect the next one, and then we lift that first one off, then we connect the next one, then we lift the next one off, and then we do the last one, and then we lift that one off, and then we come away. Okay? Mm-hmm. So I just want you, as you do this, because you've got them all loaded now. Obviously, I haven't loaded my anchors, but you've got anchors that are now loaded on those knuckles. So I'd like you just to do that and just notice what you notice. There's no right or wrong. It's just notice whatever you're noticing as you do that. And would you like me to talk you through, or do you remember what I've asked you to do?
I think I can remember what you asked, but if you want to, for demonstration, to talk it through, you can do.
That's right. People will be able to see you anyway. So in your time, so going from the undesired state to the desired state.
Does it matter if I've got my eyes closed or open?
You can close them, you can open them. It's a soft focus if you do. Just go in there into your mind.
And do I take off the last one?
Yes, you do. Lovely. Excellent. Mm-hmm. So can you describe how that felt for you?
I could feel my body actually going from that undesired state and slowly sort of melting away as I went along each knuckle. I could feel the emotions changing and coming and falling down. Yeah.
Okay. So let's think about your favourite colour of lotus flower. What would that be?
Pink.
I quite like the good old-fashioned blue ones too.
The blue,
like
Nile yellow is quite nice. There's lots of different ones, isn't there? Yeah.
Yeah. I've got a yellow that changes into pink. Or pink, does it start at pink and then it goes to yellow? I think it goes the other way. So it's quite pretty sort of over time. Anyway, so again, a successful pattern interrupt, because what we want to do now is the next part of this. And this is really important. So we're going to fire, this is what it's called, we're going to fire off the negative anchor, but we're going to leave our finger on that space because we've successfully created a chain. Okay, so what will happen is what happens. So we don't want to preempt what the client is going to experience, because we want to make sure we've done this properly. So if it's working, it will work a certain way. So let's see what happens, Teresa. So when you're ready, I'd like you to just fire it off and just stay there as long as you need to until you feel the desired response or desired experience. Okay? And once you've got that desired experience, you can let go of it.
Yeah.
Excellent. So just so the audience understands what was happening for you, how would you describe what went on?
I more or less instantly went from anger, but went through those emotions quickly and then related to calm very quickly. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So let's think about this. If you're driving, yet now you know how quickly you can change state. So imagine you could even think about connecting your finger to that knuckle, even when you're driving. Now, you don't even have to physically do it. You can just think about it, right? So let's test that. Let's just do another pattern interrupt, making sure that we can do that successfully. So I would like you to think about the idea of your best kind of space that you would like to go to. If it was a relaxing, perfect day, where would you go?
Probably to the bush. Yeah, and go for a walk outside in nature.
Excellent. Okay. So now I'd like you to imagine driving into that car park, peak time where all the crazy shoppers are out for Christmas. And you've got an appointment somewhere, the perfect storm. And I want you to just notice how that feels on a scale of 1 to 10. How do you feel now about even going there?
It's not worrying me. It's not bothering me at all. It's like just completely calm, you know. I'll find a park. It doesn't matter how long. It's just, calming thought.
And if you ever needed to reinforce that feeling of calm, what would you like to do? Would you use the anchor again, or would you just think about that anchor?
I think just thinking about the anchor would be more than enough. And then if I did feel that for any reason that I might need to feel calm when going to a parking lot or something, then I could touch my knuckle. Yeah, but I think thinking about it would be more than enough.
Nice. Excellent. Well, hey, I think that's probably going to conclude our little session today. So I hope everyone else out there has kind of learned a few things. Are there any final questions or thoughts that you would like to share with the audience out there today, Teresa?
I think really using anchoring is something that is very positive to use within your sessions, and taking the time to learn about chaining anchors definitely has a positive effect, and the effects can be very dramatic very quickly for your client. So yeah, I would look at or suggest that you actually learn more about anchors and chaining anchors. And if you've enjoyed our demo, sorry about the fidgeting at times, but if you enjoyed our demo, then please, like and subscribe and go to our channel. And think about actually joining up and learning hypnotherapy with Meredith.
Nice. Thank you very much, Teresa. Look, thank you everyone out there for doing us sort of, I guess, justice to sit down and learn and go through this journey. I hope it's been really helpful, especially I know people can learn this in the classroom and it's live, and they miss it. They miss little things. So time goes and you go, oh, how did that go? So hopefully with the recording, it's something that you can return to just to refresh what it's all about, and it's made it simple enough that you might give it a go. But if you are really wanting to learn more about hypnotherapy and NLP, check out our website, www.nzach.ac.nz, and join in. Look, we've got classes that are there for you to participate. And, I'm really looking forward to new students coming on board. So, yeah, thank you very much for listening. And thank you very much, Teresa, for joining me on another episode of Talk Time, where we talk about everything to do with hypnosis.
Thank you, and I look forward to next week's episode.
Cool. Bye now.
Bye.